The term philosophy literally means love of wisdom. It is the study of general and fundamental problems which are usually connected with reality, existence, values, knowledge, reason, mind, and language. Philosophy is important because it can help to improve someone's critical thinking skills, and there is never a right answer in philosophy, meaning that it causes people to think about both sides of an argument instead of there being one right answer, and if you think differently, you are wrong. Philosophy is also important because human beings orient their lives around what reality is like. People live and die for philosophical ideas, and the ideals that people generally go to war for are inspired by philosophical ideas.
Is there a real you? This might seem to you like a very odd question, because, you might ask, how do we find the real you? How do you know what the real you is, and so forth? But the idea that there must be a real you, surely that's obvious. If there's anything real in the world, it's you. Well, I'm not quite sure. At least we have to understand a bit better what that means. Now, certainly I think that there are lots of things in our culture around us which sort of reinforce the idea that for each one of us, we have a kind of a core, an essence. There is something about what it means to be you which defines you, and it's kind of permanent and unchanging.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. This is the world that you know.
Decision-making without philosophy makes it much more difficult to distinguish what is right and wrong, as in class we have learned the meanings of moral, which is the right thing to do, and immoral, which is the wrong thing to do. Also, amoral is basically the meaning of a person or thing who cannot distinguish which is right and wrong. We went under thought experiments in class to show our thinking abilities. If there was no philosophy, then courts cannot distinguish which person did a crime, or whether it is good to kill a person to save many lives.
How is philosophy different or similar to other subjects? Philosophy, unlike many subjects, is based around thinking and analyzing rather than memorizing and practicing. In philosophy, you question things that have no right answer, opposed to thinking about questions which do have a right answer. For example, in maths, where 1 plus 1 equals 2. In philosophy, there are no right answers, and that's because all of the important and relevant philosophical questions all have open ends.
The sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side.
That's a right triangle, you idiot!
Philosophy is about making your mind, disciplining your mind, so that A, it seeks out truth and only truth always, and B, because it's always and only moved by the force of the better reason. You want to persuade me of something, then give me a better reason. To be moved by the force of better reason, to be an inveterate truth seeker who questions everything, even in their own preconceived notions and confirmation bias, this capacity, I believe, is essential.
Tell me, Francois, what is your philosophy on leadership? How do you inspire your team to do their best?
By example. I've always thought to lead by example, sir.
Well, that is right. That is exactly right. But how to get them to be better than they think they can be? That is very difficult, I find. Inspiration, perhaps. How do we inspire ourselves to greatness when nothing less will do? How do we inspire everyone around us? I sometimes think it is by using the work of others.
What kinds of questions does philosophy ask? Am I real? Is what I see and feel real? Is reality real? Is this true? Why am I here? Do we have a free will? Is there such thing as God? Most of these questions have been asked by famous philosophers like Plato and Descartes. How does philosophy help you in life? It helps you in life because it makes you question facts or thoughts that you are given to by other people. This means whatever your final answer or evaluation is one that has logic involved.
Thank you for watching.